suppose it's that time again, huh? I did get a couple of videos up this week. I'm so proud of me. If y'all been following or watching the last video on my Oxy cart, I shot during 4th of July. On 4th of July, so that kind of tells you some of my footage gets lost in the shuffle. I suppose I got to pull it off this card and start labeling it as I go. Because if I do a bunch of segments with everything going on in the shop, I lose a lot of shit. And there's other shit that I just bury, erase, get rid of, because I have no interest in showing what I'm working on. Ain't that some shit? It's August in Iowa. It's not hot enough to warrant air conditioning, but we got the fans on. Those big steel fans we have at the shop. Yeah, we got one at home. Alright, week in review. I'm disappointed and pissed off. That's what I am. Didn't get near where we wanted to be, and that pisses me off. And this 1969 GMC just got out of fucking hand. It was a hurry up and wait process for a long fucking time. Let me give you a little backstory on that. A friend of mine, was a friend of mine, I still consider him a friend, okay? There you go. Brought it to me a long time ago, do some brake work on it, a little bullshit. And you just need somewhere to put it at that point in time. He went through a lot of personal stuff in his life, families moved, kids graduated high school, on to college, and good stuff, bad stuff, and near-death experience involved in there somewhere. So it sat. I dragged it over to my home with me, where we started working out of the 30x30 out back, and it sat. Finally came time, well, let's yank the motor. There were other reasons than just to restore the motor, to pull it. So at this point it looks like a huge lawn ornament, monument to GMC. Then it's time to get on the shtick. Well, I dropped the ball. Why? Overcommitting and underperforming. Let's talk about that. No. We'll get back to it. We got a bind. We've been in one bind after another for 2 years. I'll get back to that. Not a big deal. So it finally comes time to push. Get done. We're pushing, we get it done. We got all the heavy lifting done. It has been roughly 4 years since I've really done any service work. I've never been an automotive electrician, and I ran myself into problems. That committing myself to that project for a week, non-stop, 10 hours a day, 7 days, I could have sorted everything out. I don't have that luxury and time. I tried bringing in additional help, people that have helped me before. My nephew, I love my little nephew, I do, dearly. And he's one of my better friends, really. But he's 20, he flaked. Repeatedly. He got me a lower rotating assembly back together, so he took it apart. If you take it apart, you put it back together, especially if you don't stamp it in a traditional form, in a traditional way. He didn't. He didn't take my new stamps, he took my old stamps that wore the fuck out, decided to try to stamp it in some nonsensical manner. So we got it back together. It's all back together. It rotates, it does everything it's supposed to. It looks great. Anyhow, I hit a wall. I came to the realization I'm not trying to be the mechanic. You want to beat on steel, you want to weld something, you want to paint something, you want to scrub something down, you want to do body work, lead work, no problem, I'm your guy. I'm not that guy anymore. The big problem is, when I took on the job, I was that guy. I was only that guy. So now at this point, I've let that part of the project out. Button it up, get it on the road, get it so I can give it back to Jay. Mind you, he's livid. I'm livid, okay? I'm pissed. Every time I set a situation in motion to get this thing done, and this is one of those, you bring people on that are better than you, smarter than you, faster than you to do the deed to get down the road. I'm not that guy anymore. I'm staying in my lane. I'm not trying to be Mr. Mechanic. I don't have that mojo anymore. I did once. It was fucking good. I don't now. It's not my focus. It doesn't consume my soul. And if something can't consume my soul, it can't maintain my attention. There it is. Am I proud of that? Fuck no. I'm pretty disappointed and disgusted in myself. So I worked out the details, get picked up, go over to the shop, get done, come back, we button up any minor details left, right? I was at the shop yesterday for another customer, a quick repair job on a modern pile of shit, who never showed. But moral of the story is, truck's still sitting there, and it was Saturday. This was something that was supposed to be picked up at the latest Tuesday night. I know the shop's busy. I know they're busy over there. I get it. They had a guy get injured and he was out. It's a small shop, 3-4 man shop. I mean, what the fuck do you do? Climb my eyeballs out here. Overcommitted, underperformed. That's my sin to answer to. Alright, so back to where we were. C10, we got a lot of it painted up. I'm disappointed in some of that. Nothing that can't be dealt with in the post stages, but disappointed. We'll finish painting up everything else this week. We were supposed to finish painting up everything else last week. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. I'm not fucking happy about it. There. Monte Carlo's come along. We're getting panels lined up. We're getting body lines straight. I gotta get door pins and bushings so I can hang the doors and get them lined up properly. I get them lined up properly. I don't know if I could be left alone for 2 days on that son of a bitch. And then half a day to slick sand it, and another day to finish blocking the body. We're jamming it, painting the insides of fenders, and getting that thing ready to roll. That's where we're at on it. Somebody asked about the frame in the background on my last video. That's a 68 Chevelle. Frame straightened out. I had to straighten it out. I got a video to put together where I straightened it out. I blocked it up and leveled it. I went through the Energy body bushings, sorted those out before I left the shop on Friday. Oh, ugly fucking mug. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, I'm a disgusting human being. Let me see here. I ramble and I'm a disgusting human being. You can hit that little button down there. God, I hope I'm pointing the right way, right? Hit the little button. It'll pause it. Or up in this corner you have a back button. Go ahead. It's okay. I don't mind. I've come to terms with how disgusting I am. So, there you go. Oh lordy, let's see here. Yep, so I can mount that body on there. I got a TA sitting up front, needs frame rails and subframe connectors. Both those are pretty straightforward, simple gigs. I just need space, room to move in my fucking shop. We're turning the corner on three of the most difficult projects. One of them I let out. I just explained that. Will they get it done? Will they get it taken care of? Yes. I'm just really stressed out over it because I do like to please people. And this one, it's got me nonplussed at this point. All things equal in love and war, I reckon. We got the work. We got a new batch of work lined up, scheduled in, ready to come in, ready to get dropped off and move on. Did a little boat repair last week. I got an extensive boat repair coming up end of the week, beginning of next week. I don't remember. End of the month. And it's going to take us a week to do. The guy fucked his boat up bad. So I'll do some fiberglass repair then. I'll do the video for it. But what's devastating is when you leave Friday, you don't get no goddamn paycheck. That sucks. Nick, our part-timer, he's gone and found some other part-time work as well. So we'll see him less and less. I'm not getting in a position where I got a guy owed a bunch of money. And that's exactly where we're at. That's exactly where we're headed. We turned off the spigot. And that being that, why? Why? Because we need to finish up what's on our plate before we move forward. Doesn't matter how broke we get. We'll pull in a little job here, a little job there, whatever. But it's little jobs. We're not pulling in big jobs with deposits. We're not. Nothing like that. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I just hope it's not an oncoming train. We've been demoralized over the last few weeks. It's really hard some days. I actually, for the first time that I can remember in this endeavor, quit. I quit. I was done. Thursday afternoon, I was fucking done. I couldn't anymore. Just, if I could hang it up and walk away, I think I would have that exact moment. I've got commitments to other people. I keep my commitments. Late, but shit gets done. So, if you tuned in to listen to me bellyache, I guess you got it. We got cool shit coming up. We got cool shit going on. We're going to finish shoving out these, C10 and this Monty so it can go away, away, away. I got to go get me a quill brush because I actually have to find the script and paint Imani's name on her tail section, on the trunk lid. My goodness. I'll tell you something that has consumed me lately. I mean, my shop, my work, my craft has definitely consumed me, but the curiosity and interest of pinstriping has gotten stuck in my brain. So like anything, I went out and really pursued the subject, really looked it up, found what I needed to find out, and still am researching it, looking at pictures of traditional pinstriping, not the curly Q bullshit, or go back to the source, go to Roth, go to Von Dutch. Who's the other dude? Fisk, I think was the other guy. I don't know, I can be wrong on this. We go back to the originators, Pomona, California, the guys that started the shit. That's consumed me lately. I got to go back to Greg's videos and watch him and his pinstriping and his learning curve there. But it's been stuck in the back of my mind for a while now. And recently it was like a sharp splinter in the brain again. So I got to figure it out. If something strikes me like that, I got to go find out how and why. I guess I'll continue with the thought process of why even bother opening a shop. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be so you don't have a boss. Because with the projects I've got in the shop and in queue, I got like 10 bosses right now. 10. Normal job, you might have 2. The guy right above you and the guy above him. The guy that answers to the whole department. It's not for the money. Not initially. It's never been about the money to me. Like I said, this was a stopgap. This was supposed to bring stability to my life, function, and purpose, so that other endeavors that I've got my eyes set on financially, I might pursue. How's that working out? Sadly, very sadly. We're going to have to pull little jobs in over the next couple of weeks. We have to. Phones are off. Trying to call, well, sorry, phones are off. Why are phones off? Because we stopped bringing in fucking work. We're getting pushed out the work we've got, and we're going to move on from there. Will we survive this? You betcha. First year you skate by, think you're doing great. You're not. The second year gets a little difficult. And you start arranging things around how in your little brain, feeble mind, it makes sense to maximize on deposits in and payouts in and shit you have to pay out. You don't prioritize what you're paying out correctly. No, you don't. So you're still fucking up. Third year, you wear fucking plain shirts to the shop, so you don't have post shirts on that say fuck you or go to hell or something that might be offensive to some Sierra Club asshole that shows up and wants his Model A polished. You put on a more professional guise. Me, I wear a hat every day, all day. Why? Because a mohawk makes me giggle. And my son wanted to do mohawks. 9-year-old says he wants to do mohawks. You do mohawks. And then you start realizing the errors you've committed. We've gone over this. We've gone over all this. I know. It's kind of like the recap, because I'm really going to push to find a different venue of conversation next week. Things you ought to know. Have something of an operating procedure set up for your shop. And that's easy. You're not reinventing the wheel. This isn't new. This isn't... you're not doing something special. There's thousands of guys out there across the United States, tens of thousands and more worldwide that are doing this shit. Maybe not your niche market, but your standard operating procedures are relative to the same. Bring the car in, wash it down, inspect it, document it, tear it down, cut off any bad metal, put on new metal, do the lead, do whatever little fiberglass you need, do the body work you need, slick sand it, block it, slick sand it, block it, seal it, wet sand it, paint it, wet sand and buff it, assemble the motherfucker, buff it one more time and send it out. Break it down though. Break each, compartmentalize as much as you're able to. And track that. Understand accounting, understand business management. That's it. You can't just do this if you're good at your craft. You have to have some business smarts. Folks, have a great day. I'm tenting on your ear. Go out and do something that matters to you. Explore your soul a little bit.